What is up, guys? Zek here. Welcome back to another episode of Friday Storytime with Zek, the series where, we can just relax for about 10 minutes and I tell you guys some of my fun and interesting life stories. So a lot of you guys have been enjoying this series lately, and I'm really happy about that because it's a fun series to make, and I love hearing what you guys think afterwards. So today I'm going to be telling you about my best childhood memory. This has been requested a lot on Twitter and on my previous storytime videos. So yeah, but before we get into that, what you see on your screen now is some footage of me playing over on a faction server called Antic PvP. So if you'd like to join, the IP is on your screen now, play.anticpvp.com. There's a lot of cool custom features, and it's a pretty fun server, so make sure you go check them out. They actually are running a 35% off sale right now. So yeah, go check them out, tell them I said hello. But anyways, let's get into today's storytime episode, shall we? So yeah, as I said, a lot of you guys are asking what my favorite childhood memory is. And really, when I think about my childhood, the main thing that I really think of is Colorado and baseball. So this story includes both of those things pretty much. So I was 10 years old and I was playing in a 10U, baseball league. The story does have to do with baseball and one of my baseball games. So I played a lot of baseball back in the day, back in Colorado, and even here I played a good amount of baseball. So that summer in particular that the story takes place in, we played about 70 games, which is pretty crazy. This wasn't all on one team. This was on about 2 teams, I think, or it might have been 3. But yeah, I played on a lot of baseball teams. I have a lot of memories. I have good and bad memories. But the best one, my best baseball memory comes from a tournament in Colorado. So my team was called the Nike Outlaws, and we were playing teams from all around Colorado in this specific tournament. And just for some background, the Nike Outlaws, the team I was playing on, we were a great team. We ended up finishing the year about 45-7, which is a pretty good record, and I was the smallest kid on the team. I wasn't the best, anywhere near the best player. I was, small, but we were all great friends, and we were almost like a family. I mean, this is probably my favorite team I've ever played on. I haven't talked to any of those guys in a long time, mainly because, I moved away. I moved here to New Hampshire, but hopefully they're all doing well. They're all great ball players and great kids. So yeah, back to the story. We were playing in this tournament. I don't remember what year. I think it was 2009. But yeah, whenever I was 10 years old, so like 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. Wow, couldn't do that basic math problem in my head. Yeah, so this was like 6 years ago. So yeah, probably 2009. And we were in this tournament. We were undefeated in this tournament, so we probably won about 5 games in this tournament so far. And we came to the last game of the tournament, the championship game. But the other team we were playing was also undefeated. Now, this was a really serious game for us. It was really big because the team we were playing was really good. They had a reputation for winning, but on the flip side, so did we. I mean, we were a team that people could fear, and we were playing another team that people feared. But I mean, we were a bunch of 10-year-olds, so I mean, you can't fear us that much. But anyways, yeah, so we were playing the game, and I don't really remember the earlier innings. I just know that we were losing 6-5 going into the top of the 6th inning. Back in 10U, we only played 6-inning games, so this was the last inning, the top of the last inning. Hopefully you guys know a little bit about baseball for this story to work. But yeah, there's a top of the inning and the bottom of the inning. Each team, or like the one team bats on the top of the inning, one team bats on the bottom. So it was the top of the inning. They were batting. It was 6-5, and somehow they got the bases loaded. The only good news was we had 2 outs, so all we needed was 1 more out to get out of this jam. And yeah, this was a really important run that they had on third base. It was probably the winning run, if you really think about it. We were only down by 1, and that's definitely something we could come back from. But if they got this next run or even more runs, it would be a lot harder for us to come back in this game. So yeah, their potential double go-ahead run was on third base, and their best hitter was up, their number 3 batter. So I was obviously very nervous. We had our best pitcher. He was pitching the whole game, though. He was doing his best, and he was really tired. It was pretty apparent that he was tired. So this kid comes up, number 3 batter. He's a big kid. Now, I don't want to call people names, but he was on the PHAT side, if you know what I'm saying. He wasn't exactly a small kid. So the game is on the line. I'm in right field, and the only thing I'm thinking is, oh gosh, if this ball is hit to me, I better not mess up, because if I make a mistake, probably 3 runs will score, and the whole game will just be on me. Well, if the ball gets by me. And I just knew there's no way that I could mess this up, so I was just kind of actually hoping, I hope this ball doesn't get hit to me. Obviously, because I'm telling you this story, you can probably guess. The ball was hit straight to me, so the ball was hit on the ground, it was bouncing, and the kid who just hit it was really big, and I noticed that when he stepped in, he didn't look too fast, so I did something that nobody actually expected. So the ball was coming my way, and I ran in, and I actually ended up fielding it like a ground ball. Now, in that situation, you know, at 10U, you're just kind of expected to stop the ball, you know, make sure it doesn't get by you, field it, and then throw it into, like, second base or something. But instead, I ran in as fast as I could. I fielded it like a shortstop, almost like an infielder. I picked up the ball, and I threw the ball to first base. Now, usually outfielders never throw the ball to first base because the chance of getting someone out is very small. But this kid was really big, so I thought I could throw him out because, you know, he wasn't running too fast. So the first baseman was completely caught by surprise. He's like, why is this kid throwing the ball to me? So he runs to the bag. The ball's traveling through the air, and he catches the ball, and the kid was out. He didn't get to the base, and none of the runs scored. And yeah, so basically I just threw the kid out from right field, and that was something that usually doesn't happen in baseball, and everyone was shocked. I was shocked, and then everyone was cheering, and people were high-fiving me, and you know, we weren't celebrating too much though because we were still losing, and we hadn't won the game yet. So I was the first batter going into the bottom of the 6th inning. And they brought in their fastest, scariest pitcher, you know, like a closer, so that they could finish off the game and kind of stomp us down so that we wouldn't score any runs. So I was very nervous. I was, I think, the last hitter on the lineup because I was the smallest kid. I wasn't the best kid. I don't know if I was the worst, but I mean, I wasn't, like, anywhere near the best. So I knew that this was a very important at-bat, so I go up to the plate. I don't get a sign from the third base coach, so I step into the batter's box. And I'm nervous, you know, I'm like, okay, I gotta hit this ball, I can't get out, we gotta score to win. So the first pitch the kid throws to me hits me straight in the back. The ball just plunks me, and I get hit, I fall down for about 3 seconds, and it's just silent. I don't know if it was actually silent or if I just don't remember hearing anything, but nothing happened, so I jumped up and I just ran to first base. The coach came over to see if I was okay. Nope, I just ran straight to first base, didn't even let the third base coach get to me in time. I pretended that it didn't hurt, you know, I was trying to be tough, but in reality it hurt a lot, and I was in a lot of pain, but I got to first base, and everyone on the bench was cheering, like, yeah, good job, way to take one for the team. So if you don't know, if you get hit by a pitch in baseball, you get to go to first base. So yeah, it hurts, but you know, it's rewarding, sort of. So the next kid comes up to bat, and he's the top of the lineup, so now we have momentum, and we're ready to win this game. So the pieces start falling together. He hits a line drive to center right field, and this is good. So that's like a double. Now, I'm a pretty fast kid, so I run, you know, I'm rounding second base, and I'm like, you know, I can probably make it to third. So I get to third base safely, and the other kid gets to second base, so he hits a double, and now I'm the game-tying run all of a sudden, and there's no outs. So, you know, we're really excited, but then the next kid strikes out, so we're at 1 out, and now we don't know what's going to happen. You know, we have our best hitter up, though. We have our number 3 batter up. And it's just really intense. So a few pitches pass, and I'm still hurting. But then all of a sudden, this, like, the best kid on our team, he hits a ball on the ground, like, straight up the middle. So I thought it was a ground ball right up the middle. So I start running home, like, yeah, we did it. But to my surprise, the pitcher actually fielded it while it was, like, you know, rolling up the middle. He grabbed it with his glove. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I was caught between third base and first base. So all I remember was not being able to hear anything. I completely, like, I was in the zone. I was looking straight at him, but I was still running, of course, because I needed to get home safely. So the kid picks it up, and he throws the ball home, and he, as I said, he's the fastest pitcher their team had. So he throws a bullet home, and I stopped dead in my tracks because I knew I wasn't going to make it. So I turned back before the catcher even caught the ball, and I ran as fast as I could back to third base, knowing that if I got thrown out, that would have been the second out of the inning, and we probably wouldn't have had a chance to come back and win. So all I remember is I dive head first back into the base, and while I was diving, all I remember seeing is the third baseman of the opposite team's feet leaving the ground. He was standing on third base to catch the ball. All I remember is seeing his feet leave the base and jumping up. So he jumped, and then I saw the ball fly into left field, you know, hit the grass, and I saw the left fielder scrambling to run after the ball. So the catcher overthrew it, and he missed the third baseman, so the ball was in left field. So I got up and I sprinted home. I slid when I really didn't have to slide, and because the person behind me was so fast, he was the winning run, and he came in right behind me, and yay, we won the game. And yeah, so that was probably my best memory. We won the game, we got some cool trophies. I ended up having a huge bruise, but yeah, you know, we celebrated at a pizza place afterwards, and really, It was awesome. It's probably definitely my best childhood memory is just winning that game. And I contributed a lot, I like to think. It might sound like I'm tooting my own horn here, but, throwing that kid out at first was a huge thing, and along with, getting on base and scoring the game-tying run, that was all really good, even though I probably could have gotten thrown out if that kid made a good throw. But we don't have to think about that, just think that I did amazing. I did everything right. So, anyways, it was a great memory, and that ended up being a really good season for us. We got second place in the Midwest National Tournament, where we ended up losing the championship game 15-8 to Texas. Texas, they're good at baseball, and we lost. We were from Colorado, but it was a great game. No, well, that game wasn't a great game. The game I told the whole story about, that was a great game. The game we lost, championship 15-8. To Texas, not so good. But anyways, overall, it was a great memory. So that's gonna do it for this story, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like. If you have any ideas for stories you'd like to hear me tell you guys, make sure you let me know in the comments. If you'd like to check out the server, the IP's in the description. And as always, stay Zexy. See you guys.